This is a fake one-sided rivalry. We got Angel Reese taking more shots at Caitlin Clark unnecessarily. You in Indiana having a great time partying. We see all the clips. Why can't you just do your thing? Why can't you just do your thing?
Want to see the exact moment Angel Reese's marketing play blew up in her face? Here it is. She drops her new shoe campaign right in the middle of All-Star Weekend, plastered across Indy like she's about to own the stage. But then Caitlin Clark goes down with an injury. Ticket prices tanked nearly 50%. Overnight, Reese's rollout doesn't look bold, it looks desperate. The numbers are brutal. When Clark's not playing, nobody's buying the show. We're breaking down every awkward move Reese made that weekend and why the backlash is hitting hard. Drop Baby Giraffe in the comments if you're ready to roast her latest stunt. Let's get into it.
But can Sarah Spain and the media stop going out there and saying that like the Caitlin Clark needs to do something to stop all this, when it is very clear this is a one-sided beef, and the one-sided beef is not from Caitlin Clark.
Everyone thought this All-Star Weekend would be the breakthrough the moment women's basketball finally crashed into the mainstream. The script was already written. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, center stage in Indianapolis. A sold-out arena. Fans losing their minds. Ratings so big ESPN would have no choice but to treat the W like primetime. It was supposed to play out like a Hollywood blockbuster.
We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star Game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark had missed 4 games and the Commissioner's Cup final with that groin injury earlier this month, and now will be out for this weekend's festivities, which really stinks for fans, but you know that if there was any way that she could be...
But then just days before tip-off the news breaks, Caitlin Clark's groin injury. And with that, the entire foundation starts to crack. Fans who'd been circling this weekend on their calendars for months suddenly felt duped. They'd booked flights to Indianapolis just to see Clark on her home court. Hotels were packed, restaurants were bracing for March Madness-level crowds, and the city was ready to cash in. Meanwhile, the league's hype machine was already at full throttle, corporate sponsors pouring in money, Nike prepping special editions, ESPN pushing this as can't-miss television. Social media had been buzzing non-stop, with countdowns, debates, and predictions about who'd own the stage, Clark or Reese. And now, that entire build-up was dangling by a thread.
Story we have been following throughout the past 2 days surrounds the superstar herself, Caitlin Clark, the WNBA star, the Indiana Fever star, Caitlin Clark. She's going to miss all the action on the court.
Clark's home state advantage was supposed to be the perfect stage. Indiana fans were ready to flood Gainbridge Fieldhouse and remind the rest of the league what real basketball passion feels like. The storyline couldn't have been clearer. The hometown hero stepping into the spotlight at the WNBA's biggest event of the year. But then came the domino effect. As news of Clark's injury rippled across social media, you could feel the energy shift. Those meticulously planned marketing campaigns suddenly looked fragile. The storyline everyone was invested in, the showdown that was supposed to define the weekend, vanished overnight. You could practically hear the balloon deflating in real time.
Caitlin Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't going to pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sport's growing. People aren't paying up for that. And we are here, right here. The tickets for this game, for this All-Star Game, they've dropped by 50%.
This wasn't just any injury, and Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's the engine driving the league's growth. The reason casual sports fans suddenly started caring about the WNBA. She turned curiosity into loyalty, hype into ticket sales, highlights into record-breaking viewership. And when she went down, so did the momentum. The All-Star Weekend that was supposed to be a coronation turned into a case study in how delicate the league's rise really is. All the hype, all the corporate money, all the media build-up, every bit of it hinged on Clark being healthy enough to step on the floor. When she couldn't, the truth became undeniable. The WNBA's surge isn't powered by the league itself. It's powered by Clark.
But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to have the same number of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was healthy.
What was supposed to be a celebration of women's basketball instead became a harsh reminder of how far the league still has to go. Clark's injury was real, her absence unavoidable, and fans who came to see her left disappointed but understanding. But while Clark was sidelined, someone else spotted an opening and empty spotlight they were more than happy to step into and make the weekend about themselves.
Reebok, Angel Reese are taking shots at Caitlin Clark, using her as promo. Angel Reese, let's be clear here. Let's just be all the way clear here. Angel Reese is a solid basketball player. Angel Reese 100% has benefited from attaching herself to Caitlin Clark at every single turn. Her podcast, the first 3 episodes, all the clips promoting was bringing up Caitlin Clark. It was bringing up Caitlin Clark and all of the promo. People wanted to know what she was going to say. She used Caitlin Clark as pro.
Picture this. You launch your biggest marketing campaign right in your rival's hometown while she's injured, sidelined, and can't even defend her own turf. That's exactly what Angel Reese pulled during All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. She unleashed her "I'm in your city" campaign, plastering billboards, flooding social media, and pushing her Reebok signature shoe like it was a hostile takeover. The message was loud and clear. This was her stage now, and she was staking that claim in Caitlin Clark's own backyard.
Angel Reese, I'm in your city. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. Post it on Instagram. There's about 15 fans there, and Reebok put up a board. You would expect Reebok to put up a board. Let's never forget that let's never forget the gigantic Caitlin Clark Nike billboard in Chicago. Let's never forget that. So, if Reebok didn't put up a board for Angel Reese,
the timing couldn't have been worse or more deliberate, depending on how you see it. Reese's team built the entire campaign around Indianapolis, fully aware this was Clark's home turf. This wasn't just about dropping a shoe. It was about sending a message, planting a flag, and making a statement in enemy territory.
You continue to take shots at her, and then when them shots get fired back, nobody likes it. We don't have no videos of Caitlin Clark really taking shots at Angel Reese. Look at what Angel Reese and Reebok are doing for views. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. This is promo they're doing in Indianapolis, where Caitlin Clark plays. That is a clear shot. It's a clear shot. Like I said, this is a fake rivalry. I think you've won 1 game versus Caitlin Clark. You've never won in Indiana at all. It's just like you continue to attach yourself to her at every turn and users.
Let's be real about what went down. Reese blasted "Walk in your trap, take over your trap" messaging everywhere. She even dropped Bankroll Fresh's "Take over your trap" on her Instagram story. But when your biggest rival is sidelined with an injury, that doesn't read like confidence. It reads like you're claiming victory in a fight your opponent never got the chance to show up for. And fans noticed. Social media reactions told the story loud and clear. A handful applauded the boldness, but far more called it opportunistic, even classless, given the circumstances. The comment sections were a mix of playful jabs and straight-up criticism, with one question echoing through all of it. Why go this hard when Clark wasn't even able to play?
Caitlin Clark has never said a negative word about Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark has never said a negative word, or to be honest, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, she did show it by her actions. Showed it by her actions. She didn't need to say, "I'm taking over Chicago." She did, however, go and put up 31 and 12, set a career high with 12 assists, be the only player in the history of the WNBA ever to have 31 and 12 in a game. She did, in fact, do that and then try to hype up the Chicago crowd. So it's fair enough, you want to say, "Oh, Caitlin Clark did this," then show it with your actions. Go and win MVP. Go and win MVP. Don't just be like, "This is my city." Don't just come in and be like, "This is my city." You've never won a game. Has she won a game in Indiana? I don't think she's ever won a game in Indiana. I actually do not think she has won a pro game in Indiana.
Here's where things got interesting. Once Clark's absence became official, most players showed respect and dialed back the rivalry talk. Not Angel Reese. She doubled down, pushing her campaign at full throttle as if nothing had changed. The contrast couldn't have been clearer. While other All-Stars embraced the weekend as a chance to celebrate the league's growth, Reese kept trying to frame it around a rivalry her opponent couldn't even step on the floor to defend. One breakdown even pointed out that Reese's team knows exactly what they're doing, designing campaigns built to spark conversation, even if that conversation skews negative.
With Reebok she's using, this is nonstop. She has attached herself to Caitlin Clark at every single turn, and she has benefited. Let's be clear here. Yes, she does receive backlash. She does receive negativity, but she has benefited greatly. She has made millions of dollars off of attaching herself to Caitlin Clark and using her to make her brand bigger.
What was meant to be a bold marketing flex ended up looking like an empty victory lap. Talking about taking over someone's city while they're sidelined with an injury isn't competition, it's opportunism dressed up as confidence. One analyst nailed it. This wasn't a rivalry, it was one-sided shadowboxing. Reese was throwing punches at air while Clark dealt with real basketball problems. And the clearest proof of how badly it all backfired? The numbers. Cold, hard numbers.
This is absolutely a one-sided rivalry. And we've got to say it like it is. Like, we can't say Caitlin needs to do this, Caitlin needs to do that. Let's be real. The only reason this is still a rivalry is because the other side of the rivalry won't stop it. And by the way, it is extremely beneficial for Angel Reese to be in this rivalry.
Want to know exactly how much Caitlin Clark is worth to the WNBA? Just follow the money. The moment she was ruled out, ticket prices cratered from $121 down to $64. That's a 48% collapse, almost overnight. This wasn't a minor dip. It was the market screaming that without Clark, the product loses nearly half its value. TickPick data even showed this All-Star Game was on pace to be the most expensive in league history, averaging $262 per ticket before the injury news broke. That record-setting demand evaporated instantly about as fast as Angel Reese's credibility that weekend.
The ticket prices, the demand fell off a cliff. And it's not just the on-court product that suffers without number 22, Caitlin Clark. The entire weekend's economic opportunities have felt the fallout. This was conveyed with a July 18th post from NBA Central that wrote, quote, "The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%. From $121 a ticket to $64 a ticket after the news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing." I mean, the tickets lost 50% of its value. These numbers are confirmed by TickPick's website, currently having the All-Star Game's get-in price at $64. In a July 16th article from Front Office Sports, which was posted before Clark announced she'd be sitting out, was $121.
And here's what it really means. Clark isn't just another star, she's a walking economic engine. Her presence inflates demand in ways the WNBA has never seen before. When she missed regular season games in late May with a quad strain, resale prices for Fever road games collapsed down 47% in Washington and a staggering 71% in Chicago. That's not normal athlete impact. That's superstar economics. Corporate sponsors and TV networks had to scramble, rewriting coverage plans on the fly. WNBA experiences packages were sold out. The arena itself sold out within hours of ticket releases. And yet, the second Clark couldn't play, all that planning, all that investment, suddenly looked fragile. The entire structure shook because the main attraction wasn't there.
From $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. These are people saying, I'm done. I don't want to watch. Caitlin Clark's not. I bought tickets solely to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. I made accommodations solely to get to Indiana to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. She's injured. I have no interest in that anymore. People are selling their tickets so much so they just want off of them. 121, okay. You want it for 100? Oh no, okay. I guess I gotta lower it to 80. Oh, you don't want to buy it for 80? Okay, I guess I'll lower it to 70. You don't want to buy it to 70? I guess I'll lower it to $64. The WNBA is paying attention to these trends, and they're seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth to this league.
The ripple effect went far beyond the box office. Merchandise sales dipped. Concession stands felt it. Even hotels and restaurants across Indianapolis took the hit. Local businesses have been banking on Clark to deliver thousands of fans prepping for crowds they hadn't seen since March Madness. Her absence didn't just dent ticket sales. It shook the entire economic ecosystem wrapped around the event. And that's the double-edged sword the WNBA is facing. A transcendent star like Clark brings in unprecedented attention and revenue, but it also means the league's foundation wobbles the moment she's out. No other current WNBA player even comes close to moving the needle like this.